The MotoGP paddock rarely stays quiet for long. And once again, the spotlight has swung sharply toward one of the sport's most influential figures. Just when many believed a routine contract extension was only days away, Marc Marquez has pressed pause. Ducati expected signatures. Instead, the 8-time world champion has chosen to sign with a new team, Patience. Behind that decision lies a complex mix of physical reality, technical adaptation, and a calculated look toward the future of MotoGP. The situation unfolding inside the Ducati garage is far from ordinary contract negotiation drama. Reports suggest that Marquez has deliberately delayed signing a new deal with Ducati for the 2027 season, a move that has immediately triggered speculation across the paddock. Considering Marquez's immense profile and the competitive strength of Ducati machinery, many assumed the extension was merely procedural. Yet the Spaniard is making it clear that timing matters. And more importantly, so does confidence in his body and the motorcycle beneath him. One of the most significant factors shaping Marquez's decision is physical condition. The shoulder injuries that disrupted large parts of his career over recent seasons have not completely disappeared. At 33 years old, Marquez understands the brutal demands of racing in MotoGP better than almost anyone. Unlike earlier stages of his career, when risk-taking often defined his racing philosophy, the Spaniard is now approaching decisions with greater caution. The shoulder may no longer dominate headlines, but internally it remains a variable he cannot ignore. Committing to a long-term contract without total physical confidence would be a mistake, be a gamble. And Marquez has already taken enough of those in the past. For a rider whose aggressive riding style relies heavily on upper body strength, stability in the shoulders is critical. Every braking zone, every violent change of direction, and every moment when the front tyre threatens to fold demands a physical resilience. Until Marquez is certain he can handle that stress over an entire season, the idea of locking in a long commitment simply does not appeal. The second major element behind the delay concerns Ducati's next evolution machine, the Desmosedici GP26. Like every new generation of Ducati prototype, the GP26 brings substantial aerodynamic revisions and a refined engine character designed to extract even more performance. However, adaptation is never guaranteed, even for a rider of Marquez's caliber. The Spaniard has openly stated that comfort on the motorcycle must come first before any contract is signed. That message reflects a rider who values competitiveness over prestige. Marquez does not intend to remain in MotoGP merely as a famous name on the grid. He wants to win. The challenge lies in how the GP26 behaves on corner entry. Marquez has built his entire career on extreme front-end loading, braking deep into corners while carrying immense lean angle. Ducati's latest design philosophy focuses heavily on stability and aerodynamic efficiency, which can sometimes alter how the front tyre communicates with the rider. Finding the perfect balance between Marquez's aggressive corner entry style and the stability of the new 2023 Honda RC2 and 13V machine is therefore essential. Until that balance is achieved, signing a contract extension would feel premature. Another layer of complexity comes from the looming regulatory reset planned for 2027 in MotoGP. The championship will introduce major technical changes that could dramatically reshape the competitive order. Engine capacity, aerodynamics, and technical development rules are all expected to shift. For riders negotiating contracts today, that uncertainty changes everything. Marquez is reportedly considering whether a one-year deal would be the smarter move, allowing him to reassess once the new regulations arrive, or whether a 2-year commitment with Ducati would offer the stability needed to build a title campaign around the evolving rules. This strategic thinking reflects a rider who understands the long game. Signing too early or for the wrong duration could lock him into a project that loses its competitive edge when the new era begins. Despite the delay, Marquez remains one of the most valuable assets in MotoGP, both competitively and commercially. His presence brings enormous global attention, and Ducati is well aware of that influence. However, the transfer market in MotoGP rarely waits forever. While Ducati would prefer to secure Marquez's future quickly, the manufacturer must also consider long-term planning across its rider lineup. For now, the Italian factory appears willing to wait. The relationship between Marquez and Ducati has already demonstrated enormous potential, but both sides understand that any long-term relationship is not a given. Partnership must be built on mutual confidence in both rider and machine. Perhaps the most intriguing aspect of this story is what it reveals about Marquez himself. Earlier in his career, decisions were often driven by pure competitive instinct and an unrelenting desire to dominate. Today, the approach is more strategic. Marquez is no longer racing simply to participate. Every decision is filtered through one critical question: can I still fight for the World Championship? If the answer is yes, physically and technically, the new contract will eventually follow. If doubts remain, the Spaniard is clearly prepared to wait, and that patience may prove to be his most powerful weapon yet. In a sport where milliseconds define careers, Marc Marquez is reminding the entire paddock that timing off the track can be just as important as timing on it. Inside the Ducati garage, the atmosphere surrounding this situation is understandably tense, but also respectful. Team engineers know that adapting a motorcycle to suit a rider like Marc Marquez is not a simple technical adjustment. His riding style places extraordinary stress on the front tyre, particularly during the braking phase. For Ducati engineers, the task now is to analyze telemetry, adjust chassis balance, and potentially refine aerodynamics so that the Desmosedici GP26 can deliver the front-end confidence Marquez demands. From a technical perspective, the biggest question revolves around how the GP26 loads the front tyre during corner entry. Ducati's recent machines have been designed to maximize stability under acceleration and maintain aerodynamic efficiency on the straights. That philosophy has helped the Italian manufacturer dominate large parts of modern MotoGP. However, Marquez's strength has always been his ability to push the limits of front-end grip, sometimes far beyond what the bike initially appears capable of handling. Engineers inside Ducati are therefore studying how the bike behaves during the most aggressive braking phases. Data analysis from testing sessions suggests that while the GP26 remains incredibly stable at high speed, the feedback from the front tyre in extreme corner entry situations still needs refinement. For a rider who relies heavily on instinct and feel at the limit, even small uncertainties can make a significant difference.